Hi, this is Emily Zlanian with TV Guide Magazine and TVinsider.com, and I am here on Zoom with Evan Rachel Wood, who plays Madonna in Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
Do I know you?
Madonna, I was wondering if you were going to do a parody of my song, Like a Virgin.
I'm curious, is that song autobiographical?
Yes.
How did this role come about for you? Like, when was this put on your radar?
I had finished season 4 of Westworld, and I was planning on taking a long break. And this script showed up in my email, and the first line of the email said, "You've been offered the role of Madonna," and I just immediately burst out laughing. And then I keep reading, and it's a Weird Al biopic, and Daniel Radcliffe is doing it, and and then I start reading it, and it's so funny on the page already. Like the script itself, I was laughing out loud. And so it was such a hard yes from the start. I was like, oh, my break has now ended because I have to do this.
It was a quick shoot, I heard, though. I think
Yes.
18 days is what I heard.
18 days. And we don't even really like telling people that because we don't want to set a precedent for like how movies should be filmed, because they should not be 18 days. But a testament to Eric and the cast and crew. I mean, everybody just kept sticking the landing every time. So
amazing. Now, what did you do? Did you do anything to prepare for this role? Like, did you listen to a lot of Madonna, any of that kind of thing?
absolutely. I mean, I said yes right away, and then you sit there and you go, oh my God, wait, how am I going to do this? Like, how am I actually going to pull this off? And so, yes, I just immediately dove into interviews and music videos and live performances. And I just had her interviews on repeat just so I could hear her, conversationally, how she spoke and the cadence of her voice, and then, tried to nail that down, and then just tried to incorporate, little isms, things she does with her hands, the way she sits, the way she chews gum, little things that you don't think about until you're on set and you go, oh, I can't just sit here like I would sit here. I have to think of how Madonna would sit in this chair, like how she would command the room. So all that was really fun, though. Slightly daunting, but fun.
What was the hardest thing to kind of like switch your mindset over to being Madonna? Like, was it the voice? Was it
No,
singing, perhaps?
honestly, it's how confident she is. Like I consider myself fairly confident, but I'm also quite nerdy and a little modest at times. And she is just the opposite of that. She is the epitome of cool and confidence. She disarms everyone that interviews her. I mean, she commands every space that she's in. And so it was a treat for me to get to pretend to be that self-assured.
Now, obviously, this is a parody. It's a little different from the real Madonna and what her life was like. How would you describe your Madonna? What are the differences?
I like to think that we rooted her sort of more in reality in the beginning. And then as the movie progresses, it's like a top spinning closer and closer to the edge of a table until it's just, we've flown off into a different dimension, where all these things are true on like Mars. It's just gone so off the rails. I still like to root it in reality, but for the most part, this is a version of the world that exists somewhere else in the universe.
Can you say anything about what your Madonna's relationship with Al looks like in the movie?
So yes, in this film, Madonna and Al have a whirlwind romance. She very much pursues him. He is the love of her life, and until you realize that she may have other tricks up her sleeve. And this is a much more sort of classic villainess version of Madonna, who slowly becomes more and more of a sociopath as the film goes on.
I love that. And how was it working with the real Al Yankovic? Were you a fan of Weird Al before getting this crazy email?
I was a Weird Al fan. I don't know many people that aren't. And, I knew that he was very loved, but I really underestimated what an influence he had on on musicians, on comedians, on actors. I mean, you see it, all the cameos in the film. These are people that were like clamoring to get into this movie because everybody wanted to work with him or be a part of it in some way. And so, yes, I felt similar. He's been such a beacon of light and hope for all the weirdos in the world to just be themselves and to follow their own path, and like they could sell as many records as a Madonna, or stay in the top 100 for 4 decades, and that's just because he did his own thing. And so that's very inspiring and cool to be around.
Thank you so, so much for hopping on with me today. Everyone go watch Weird, the Al Yankovic Story. It is available to stream November 4th on the Roku channel, and it is going to be off the rails insane.